Weldon. I was super excited when they hit us up to sponsor an episode. Somebody tell me a little bit more about Mack Weldon and why we're so happy to have him sponsored.
Well, first thing first, we're happy because it's a sponsor. Mm-hmm. That's number one. But number two, when you look deep into the brand and we, browse through the website and read about them, their focus is to make you comfortable.
Right. Yeah. And they do.
A lot of times when you think about menswear, it could be either super expensive and just crazy as the top designers, or then you have like the bottom feeders where it's like it's cheap and whatever, but it ain't as comfortable.
Yep, yeah, and then you're going to have to buy more in like a few weeks.
And I can relate to that because before I actually bought a pair of Mack Weldons, I was doing like just the normal store brand underwear. And it was like, not really for me. It's time to grow up a little bit. And Mack Weldon was the underwear I went with, and it's super comfortable.
That's actually the perfect way to even phrase them. They have like that grown menswear when you think about shirts and underwear, boxers, socks. They have travel cases and they have a kit. I personally, browsing through the website, purchased the tech kit, which allows me to pack my laptop in with my pens and notepads. It's just personally through the wire. We travel a lot. We about to be going to New York in a couple days, so hopefully it's actually shipped here at my house before we even leave. But it'll keep you organized, things like that. Mike was telling me he was looking at the socks.
Yeah, I was thinking about ordering the socks. They look comfortable. They tell you if you don't feel comfortable in them, you get a refund. Like, no questions asked about it. So I'm happy and excited to try those out.
That would be funny if you got those socks and you hit them up. Like, I ain't like them.
I'm excited about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it will.
That tells you how strong they feel about the brand.
If I'm excited about socks coming in.
That's a big fact.
D Mills is talking about the shirt.
Yeah, it's a perfect shirt if you're looking like to go on a date with a nice girl.
On this grown man swag.
Grown man swag.
It's a 37.5 Oxford. If you want it, you should definitely go.
And tell me what the Through the Wire fans get special just for being Through the Wire fans with Mack Weldon.
Well, they get the 20% off discount if they use the Through the Wire code, which I think is cool, is dope. The website is easy to browse around. Everything is self-explanatory. It's set up in the most easy way. No cap. When I ordered my kit or my case, it literally took me 2 minutes. The hardest part was about putting in the longest part was putting in my credit card number. But as far as finding everything, super easy, super simple. Definitely grown man, upper echelon type feel and look. So, if you're looking to step your game up and get that older, mature feel,
Mack Weldon is the way.
Mack Weldon is the way.
Thank you again, Mack Weldon. Let's get into some hoops. We're on our final division, literally our final division. It seemed like we breezed through every team.
And we saved the best one for last.
You think so? Is this because your favorite team?
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Because the Blazers in it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say like all five of these teams are playoff hopefuls, which is going to make it super interesting.
No.
So we have the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, the Trailblazers, and the Jazz. So start off with the Timberwolves because out of all these teams, is the team I feel least confident about. Mm-hmm. But they do have a guy like Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes.
Who all-star multiple years, and he's looking to get to the point where now he's like nationally admired, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because he missed the All-NBA team last year because Rudy Gobert got that. Shout out to Rudy. And I bet he felt some type of way. He put up great numbers. He's one of the only big men in the league to shoot over 40% from three. Derek always mentions how he was the best three-point shooter on his team, which is 100% facts. But they're playoff hopefuls with their roster not looking amazing.
Yeah, when I look at this roster, top to bottom, there's some bright spots when you look at Karl Anthony Towns. I like the fact that they were able to get Jarrett Culver in the draft. Going into the draft, I was worried about them because they had the 11th pick. If I'm not mistaken, they did the trade with the Suns.
Yep.
And so when you're looking at the 11th pick, for them personally, I feel like they needed a hit. And I don't know if at 11 you're necessarily going to get a hit. Not saying you can't because we've seen Devin Booker, Donovan
This is the chances go down a little bit the further you get in the draft, for sure.
So I'm more comfortable looking at this roster and seeing a Jarrett Culver rather than who went 11, P.J. Washington. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, because the Suns traded back. Cam Johnson did, right?
Johnson, you're right.
Yeah, Cam Johnson.
So Cam Johnson went 11. I'm more comfortable looking at Jarrett Culver on this roster rather than Cam Johnson. Then you have things where you're putting some hope into, which is a.k.a. Andrew Wiggins.
This is the last year I'm giving Andrew Wiggins for me to be on his train, to me to be behind him when the fans talk trash. This is my last year. If he don't show me something, I'm off the bandwagon.
It's
Define that
year
though.
6.
What is
It's
show
already
you
year
something?
6.
Because
Show
he
me
always
something.
produce at least points wise.
Be efficient.
Okay.
B, do not settle for no goddamn turnaround jump shot every time you touch the ball.
What
And
is that
C
his
is to
go-to,
contribute
though? So
on the other side of the ball and contribute offensively that's not scoring.
Growth is what he's saying. He want to see growth. We all know. We know Wiggins is. Nobody here at this table has ever called Wiggins a bust. That's like Twitter talk. That's for people who don't know shit about the game of basketball that just want to talk. But at the same time, we all know he needs to do more.
Yeah, he definitely has untapped potential. He could definitely mold out his game completely instead of focusing on just putting the ball in the hole.
For them to have Karl-Anthony Towns, number 1 overall pick, and Wiggins, number 1 overall pick, and then they've had guys like Saric. They had guys like Jimmy Butler. Now they got Culver and Covington. This should be a team that is in the picture somewhat. If they're not in the playoffs, they should be missing it, and we should be like, oh, damn. They would be a playoff team if Andrew Wiggins ain't missed those 7 games, but they don't have that situation. And looking at this roster,
They're not deep.
No,
And
I think
all-
them losing Derrick Rose and Sarge was huge.
Because, well, you know what? They never figured out how to use Sarge.
Yeah,
like, they
he was coming
traded
off the
for him. He's
bench.
coming off the bench. He was getting like 18, 19 minutes per game. He wasn't shooting well. But Sarge is, or at least before he came to the NBA, he was a great playmaker in other leagues. And he hasn't been able to show that yet in the NBA, and they didn't give him the chance either in Minnesota.
he had small sample sizes in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly gave him the chance
Right.
to, but hopefully he does it more in Phoenix. But Robert Covington was so nice for them after the trade. They were winning games, and then he got injured, and that kind of tanked their season. I didn't mention this. They were projected to win 42 games, who puts them at like 49%
That's
chance to
solid.
make the playoffs.
That is very solid. And I mean, you know, Mike always jokes that I do that a lot with every team. I kind of sell them hard. And I don't want to do that with this team. But I mean, if Wiggins gives you, we know what Karl-Anthony Towns is going to give. He's going to be an
I
all-star.
don't know about wherever you about to go. I don't know where you
If
about
Wiggins
to go.
could come in and get that
I don't know where you
point
about to
guard
go.
minutes like we seen last year in certain spots, I can't remember if that was the second half of the season or if that was in the middle of the season. But he had his moments where he was playing like the point forward, and he was actually playing well. Derrick Rose got hurt, right?
Yeah.
And Jeff Teague wasn't playing.
Wouldn't be surprised.
But Josh Okogie was good. He was solid. He'll be a nice guy off the bench for them. Gorgie Dang has been solid for them the past few years. Has been in trade talks though, so I don't know how solidified his role is in that franchise. They added Jake Layman from your Portland Trailblazers. They added Noah Vonleh from my Knicks. Those are 2 guys who they're not coming to change your franchise.
But they're just quality NBA players.
Quality NBA players. They added Jordan Bell. Don't know what they expect from him outside of a Golden State Warriors
System.
Yeah, system, and he's had some crazy weird moments. In
Yeah,
his
and he wasn't
career.
great with the Warriors either. So
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he doesn't really have a position. He's not a power forward.
And he's
because
not a center.
he is a power forward, but he's not the traditional this NBA era power
Right, he can't
forward.
shoot.
Yeah.
Not big enough to be a center. So it's kind of like where does
When he
fit?
first came in, though, he looked decent for them. Maybe just because
Yeah.
all he had was the motor,
Rebound.
and that's what's his
Yeah.
expectation. Now that Numor was on him, and he didn't really, live up to those expectations, he didn't look as good.
yeah, because when we traded him away, I was like, man,
Right,
man,
that's what I was talking about.
boy,
What was that?
2.5 mil,
Right.
2.5
He looked good his rookie year.
He did. He had his
Yeah.
moments, man. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, imagine him in the Bulls in the uniform, but who cares anymore?
Got Shabazz Napier, Tyrone Wallace out of Cal, who I like, and then Keita Bates Diop I like, and I hope that he can.
He looked good in Summer League.
showcase
He looked good in second year Summer League, which is good. Good for him.
some things for them, and then that's pretty much it. They're not really deep at all. They need guys like Wiggins and Covington, to make strong impacts. I think it starts early. I think the destiny of this team relies on how they start the season. I don't
And
think
health. And
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they
that's
can't
another big
afford
thing.
they can't afford Wiggins or Towns to like have a stretch where they're hurt.
Towns has been an Iron Man.
Yeah.
77 games last year, 82. Like, he just does not miss games whatsoever. And the reason he missed those games wasn't he like in a bad car accident, right? This
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
And he just came back 4 games later.
Right.
So he plays hard. He plays all the time. And I think for a lot of people, he may have something to prove in his mind, because he was snubbed of an all-NBA team. And then people are probably down from the Jimmy Butler thing, or people down from when they were in the playoffs against Houston. He didn't really show up until like game
Paul
3.
boxing him out.
It's just like they may have soured on Karl-Anthony Towns, but I think he's going to bring them back to reality when he shows that he is one of the most talented big men we've ever seen in basketball.
What would be your projected lineup, Mike? Who would be your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, etc. for this roster in particular? I know Towns your center.
Right. Obviously, you want to start Rocco.
Where you starting them at? The 3, 4? You playing small ball?
I'll probably put him at I'll probably run him at 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess Jeff Teague is still there, so he'll start at the 1.
A Wiggins.
Culver at 2.
Yeah. I was going to say, you could move Rocco to the 3. No, you can't. Because I was going to say, you could start A Wiggins at the 1. You could try to experiment.
Yeah.
Put A Wiggins at the 1, Culver at the 2, Rocco at the 3, and you see what you want to do. Yeah, you see what you want to do with the 4.
Yeah, Noah Vonleh played
You can really experiment.
for the Knicks, surprisingly, last year. But yeah, I can see them going that direction, but I also can see them playing it safe.
Yeah.
And starting Jeff Teague at the 1 and doing it that way. And then trying to experiment during games in certain situations, the second quarter lineup, a third quarter lineup of Wiggins at the 1, and like we just mentioned. Going forward, I mean, Jeff Teague is off the books after this year. That's $19 million that'll be gone. I would expect that to be in some type of trade talk. Kenny always mentioned if this team is anywhere near hopeful for the playoffs,
Chris Paul.
going near the trade deadline.
It just makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense fit-wise, but if overall talent, if you want to get your talent up, Chris Paul helps that. And he's a locker room guy that'll get your team at least ready to play. They may not like him.
I mean, at least he'd be an experienced veteran on that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know because
I
if
could
Jimmy
definitely
Butler
take
didn't
that
fit.
Yeah.
But these guys,
That's just
unless you're
another strong
trading-
personality.
Yeah, unless you're trading Wiggins for him.
Yeah, I think that's
So
the deal I have in mind is like the Dang contract and then the
Teague.
Jeff Teague contract. And then right there, you're almost there. And then you throw in one more contract. I don't know who it would be, but you throw in one more contract and basically the money matches up.
probably Shabazz Napier even.
Yeah. Either way, they're a team that I'm going to be watching a bunch just because Karl Anthony Towns, and I just want to see Wiggins develop a little bit more. And if he doesn't, then I'm done.
This is year 6 for him already.
It feels weird to say that, but yeah, year 6. Year 6 for Wiggins. So we're going to go into trivia. We got, 2 more episodes after this? I don't even know. Somebody out there is keeping up with score because I'm not. I'm definitely not. And I know y'all not either.
I'm not. I think I got like 2 points last time. No. I know that, though.
Somebody fact check that because I don't remember that. These are coming from Black Wing. He's back after like 3 or 4 episodes. And there's a theme here. And I want to see if y'all can guess the theme, all right? We got 3 questions. First one. Which of these is not true about LaMarcus Aldridge? He was drafted in 2006. His playoff career point per game average is higher than his regular season point per game average. He went to the College of University of Texas, and he has been an all-star every year since 2012. Which of these is not true about LaMarcus? Drafted in 2006, higher PPG in the playoffs than the regular season, went to Texas, or he's been an all-star every year since 2012. Derek, I'm
not true.
going to let Derek guess first.
I'm going to guess D.
D is, he hasn't been an all-star every year since 2012. Okay.
I'm with D too.
D for Mike.
I'm as D as well.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
He did miss 1 year, and that was 2016,
First year with the
2017.
Spurs? Because remember, he was
Potentially, I
like,
don't know.
let's look it up.
I just know he didn't make it that year, so that is correct for everybody. I'm surprised one of y'all was like, well, everybody went this way, so I'm
No,
going to go something.
I knew that almost.
Yeah,
to
it was
a
2
point.
things that I knew. I knew he went to Texas. I knew he was drafted in 2006. And I kind of expected this point because he was one playoff series with Portland. He was
with the Rockets where he had
Yeah.
40. He had 40 like 3 games in a row.
I
I
was
think.
like, yeah, it was that first year. No, it was the second year with the Spurs that he didn't make it.
Question number 2. Which of these is not true about Penny Hardaway?
So these all one of our favorite players. He's LaMarcus and Penny Hardaway. And then
He'll probably be Kobe.
He came out of retirement to play one more season. He never played a season where he played all 82 games. He played for only 4 teams in his career. He has made an all-NBA first team more than once. Which of these is not true?
this is tough, Black Wing.
What was number 2 again? You
Okay,
said
I'm
he-
going to say them all.
Yeah.
He came out of retirement to play one more season, which of these is not true. He's never had a season where he played all 82. He played for only 4 teams in his career, and he made an all-NBA first team more than once. Not true about Penny Hardaway. We got a little Penny doll up there. And somebody put it out in the comment section that we got a Russell Westbrook OKC doll that we got to get rid of. So we may...
It's not a doll.
right.
It's not a doll.
You know what? It's not a doll.
Who said it was a doll?
That was what the comment says. And
No.
for some reason, I just...
You went along
repeated
with
it.
it.
Yeah, I
We
just
had to get
repeated
rid of all of those because everybody
Yeah,
changed
because
teams.
Lonzo got traded, LeBron changed teams. Like, something about being a bobblehead on a through the wire show gets you traded or you sign somewhere else. And next we got Giannis, and he's a free agent next year. So
I'm thinking about these trivia questions.
I got C. I'm gonna go
C
C.
for Derek. He played on only 4 teams. So you're saying he played for more or less?
More.
Okay. Mike?
I'm going with D again.
D, he has made an all NBA first team more than once. You saying that's not true? And P,
What was the first two again? I'm sorry.
he came out of retirement to play one more season. He has never had a season where he played all 82.
Give me A.
Correct answer is B.
B?
His rookie season, he played all 82 games.
Oh,
Yeah.
It said he never played 82
Yeah.
Oh.
Season, he played all 82. And the very last question, which is not true about Kobe.
That is crazy, bro. Why? That's why you don't think too hard. Because I don't know why. Oh my gosh, I don't know why. I thought it said that he. Wait, say it how you said it again. I remember thinking
He never had a
did play
season where he played all 82 games. And that's false because he had one season.
okay.
All right, which is not true about Kobe. He was drafted by the Hornets, but then traded on draft night. He did not make the all rookie first team. He was the youngest starter in the NBA All-Star game at 19. He has the record for most field goal attempts in the game. We know that was true. Come on, we remember that game. Which of these is not true? He was drafted by the Hornets and traded on draft night. He did not make the All NBA rookie first team. He was the youngest starter in NBA at age 19. At
C.
the time. 'Cause
I'm
since
going
then,
C.
You going C?
You're wrong.
Youngest NBA All-Star starter. He was recently on Knuckleheads,
Yes.
and that podcast was really, really good. If you listen to that, Kobe Bryant with Darius Miles and who else is that? Quinn Richardson, right? Mike, this is your boy. Which of these is not true?
Mike finna be like, you got drafted to the Hornets.
B.
B. He did not make the All-Rookie first team. All right, and Pierre.
He did not make. So this is why it's confusing.
One of these is not true.
Right.
So
So if
saying that he did not make the rookie first
Saying he
team
did
means that
make
he did.
Okay. So read A for me.
He was drafted by the Hornets but traded on draft night.
Read C for me.
He was the youngest starter for an NBA All-Star game at 19.
D.
He has the record for most field goal attempts in a single game.
I'm gonna say D.
The answer is A.
Damn.
He was
traded
not
in-
officially traded to July 11th.
I don't like that.
See, those be like just a
I
trick
don't
question.
think that one should count. I don't think that one should count.
Nobody got it right, so I
don't think that one
mean,
should count. Everybody knows he got traded on draft night. Just because the trade ain't go through, we don't know when the trades go through. We just know the trade happened. That's like saying, "Oh man, he didn't sign." No, Kyrie didn't sign with the Nets officially until blah blah blah.
he told the story about draft night. He said that the Hornets GM said, "Hey, we don't have a use for you here, so we're trading
We
you."
don't have a use for you.
So that fueled Kobe.
Hey.
That was the first thing. That
Kobe
Hey,
literally
thank-
has a
thank
picture
you.
with the Lakers hat on draft night.
Yep.
So I
Not official.
don't like that. I don't like them type of questions back when. Cause come on now.
Well, nobody benefited from it. Nobody got it right.
Yeah,
so
but
it don't
still,
hurt.
I wanted somebody to get it right.
Yeah.
No, you wanted
give
yourself to get it right, not somebody.
He
to
give
get
us
it right.
amazing questions. He get one that's questionable. Now
You
you.
got the Lakers jersey and the hat on.
Y'all move on to the
No,
next
I
team.
didn't say it was a bad question. I'm just saying that.
Oh, you know what? We got to take our first break.
The what do you call it?
The wording.
The wording.
So we're going to move on to the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the more intriguing teams in the league because they made some trades that nobody saw coming. Paul George and Russell Westbrook out. Jeremy Grant out. 3 of their most important players all gone after one wave from Damian Lillard. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. But now they bring in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Gallinari's now on the team.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. I don't know. I didn't even think about Chris Paul. Yes, Chris Paul. And this team is interesting, but not in the way that we like, oh, they about to be good. But it's just
No,
interesting to
yeah.
see how they're going to fit.
I want to see if they're actually going to come out and win games. I feel like it can go either way.
So here's the thing. Right now, they are projected to win 41 games, which puts them at a 35% chance of making the playoffs. For me personally, that seems a bit high when you don't know if Chris Paul is going to be there for an entire season. I'm guessing Steven Adams was probably on the trade block because
That shit is
why
so
not?
Disrespectful, man. So disrespectful.
So disrespectful for the who?
For this team, for them to expect this team to win 40 games in the West, I just don't see where the 40 wins come from. We heard
Yeah.
a lot of teams Sacramento.
They won 39 last year.
They
38 last
expect
year.
Sacramento to take a step back
Yep.
with the same team, basically. And then they expect this team with old ass Chris Paul.
Don't disrespect, but yeah.
Gallinari.
Gallinari is
He's
cool, but I don't know
but
if he's changing the dynamic of a rebuilding team. And I said old ass Chris Paul because I don't know if Chris Paul, how enthusiastic Chris Paul.
Because at this point in his career, if he's not really going in and they're going all in playing basketball, then why is he going in at all?
And
You know
especially
what I'm
if he's
saying?
not
Especially at
competing
his
for like a
age.
championship or like have a reason to like play.
The thing for Chris Paul is that, okay, if he's not traded by the beginning of the season, he plays well, he will be traded.
Right.
So that's his incentive to actually go out and try hard because a team can look at it like the Timberwolves or a team that's trying to take the next step. Be like, okay, he's still playing good. He's been healthy for half the season. Let's make this trade.
Yeah, he has to personally go out and raise his trade stock.
Yeah,
But I think he has trade stock. People are just afraid of A, the contract, and B, his health.
Yeah.
But as far as Chris Paul, the basketball player, everybody knows
But
he can
that's
hoop.
my thing. I don't think any of these professional basketball players are going to go on the floor and not play hard.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not my concern. My concern is just him actually, because you got to understand, we all know Chris Paul has an injury history. So it's just like him getting injured with this team. Like,
It would be detrimental.
They're different levels of players, but remember when George Hill was on Sacramento, like he didn't really play at anything like he did when he got to the Cavs.
Yeah,
like it's
that's a
just
good
that type of,
That's a good point.
you know, how you
he
play.
just don't have his motivator may not be there,
Right.
But it should be CP.
Right,
And then, part of CP game is making players around him better. But when you look at this, like,
Who knows? Terrence Ferguson could probably hit more threes. Or Isaac Roberson come back, he the best corner 3-point shooter in the league.
I don't know.
We know it's not.
I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
not saying there's nothing on this team because Gallo is good. Dennis Schroeder has
Steven
his
Adams
moments.
still good.
Right.
Steven Adams is solid. Chris Paul, of course, we know what he can do.
Shea.
Shea is going to do what he do.
They have quality NBA
but
players.
it's not. It ain't that 40 wins.
Right,
It
'cause
ain't
it-
that.
Yeah.
In the West, it ain't that. It's not. I'm sorry. I don't see it at all. Then when you look, that was just like the stars I named. After you look
Right.
at that, is Mike Muscala, Nerlens Noel, Justin Patton, who we haven't yet to seen at all really.
And Gallinari has to stay healthy too. I mean, last season was
Yeah,
a
good
good one
point.
for him too. But I mean, historically, he's kind of had a rough time of staying healthy.
Yeah.
And then also for Chris Paul, that last year's deal, what is he making? $44 million. He's gonna hurt your rebuild if it doesn't like pay off right now. If a contender team takes that gamble on him, and then like if they try to rebuild, now they got that $44 million still on the books.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. Chris Paul gonna have to come in. He's gonna have to play. He's gonna have to stay healthy. He's gonna have to
Right.
stay motivated.
Because it's going to be hard to stay motivated. Because regardless, he's trying to play for himself because he wants to get to another team. But if his team is playing poorly and they're losing games, and he doesn't look as good because the team's just not doing successful in general. I think that's going to be tough for him too. Because at this point in his career, it's going to be hard for him to put a team on his back, especially at this caliber.
I read an article a couple days ago that was talking about Chris Paul, right? His play when James Harden wasn't with him last season. And Jesus Christ, were those numbers ridiculous. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick.
But before you even pull it up, or while you're looking to pull it up, I can believe that. You know why? Because they have a legitimate system there, and they have legitimate players there even when James Harden's not there. He's the main ball handler. He has a bunch of guys he can shoot it out. He has a big man he can lob the ball to. I don't know if this team has all of those things.
Right.
And then Mike D'Antoni says always makes the point guard's numbers
Yeah, when you have the
go
ball
up.
in hand, yeah. But, yeah, so that's another good point.
Right. That Rockets team is full of veterans.
When you're looking at
compared
this team,
to this
like
OKC team.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's a nice young player and everything, but does his game necessarily mesh with Chris Paul's?
No, I don't think it does. But here are the numbers since we're talking about CP. With James Harden, points per 75 possessions, which is, according to them, is about an average of 75 possessions in a single game. So these would be like per game averages if he played an entire game. With James Harden, he was averaging 15.7. Not bad. But without James Harden, he's averaging 25.5.
That's
Assists
crazy.
per game. 7.1 with James Harden, 12.7 without him. And that's, of course, has to do with his shots going up. But his field goal percentage was almost 60, 59.5 without James Harden and 55.6 with James Harden.
Right.
I'm not saying he's about to put up 25 and 12 in OKC, but we know, he can still be a good
I think
one option,
part of
two
that
options.
goes with when James Harden is on the floor, he's more off the ball. So maybe his shots are maybe catch and shoot, or he has to take a shot with 3-4 seconds left instead of him having the ball and manipulating his own shot to a certain degree.
Yeah, you know what? Chris Paul is a phenomenal basketball player still.
Great mind, too.
Everybody up here has respect for Chris Paul. And me personally, just as a guy, I'm a fan of basketball. I root for all of these dudes to have as much success as they can have. It's our job to critique them. I'm funny, goofy sometimes, so I'll say stuff like old ass Chris Paul or whatever. And it's true when you look at the rest of this roster, he is old ass. When you
rest of the league, he considered just an old guy.
But I'm just concerned as a guy that wants the best for all of these guys, and especially a legend like Chris Paul.
Yeah, personally, he's the guy on the top of my list. I was like, I need him to win a ring. Like guys that you just want to see win a ring, he's up there. Marcus Gasol was up there. He did it this year. Chris Paul is up there for me. Personally,
it's concerning because it's like it's so much. Because first of all, I don't know how strong or how much of a group this team can be. Because Steven Adams has been in trade talks. They just traded Russell Westbrook, the staple of the organization. So I know he can't feel safe. Yeah. Gallinari is on the last year of his contract. Naturally, these are like the Boston Celtics. Naturally, things are going to move forward in your head just because it's just a natural thing. Gallinari is making $22 million this year. I know he wants to make $22 million his next contract. So he wants to come out and be healthy again, like Mike highlighted. He wants to come out and play well. He wants to show that he can have a role on a championship team and could be a guy on a Lakers team or, what's another team that's at the top of that? Or maybe he can go to the Rockets and be a guy for the Harden and Westbrook. Steven Adams wants to know where he's going to be. Robertson is on the last year of his deal. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander wants to be a staple. Get back on the court,
Robertson.
Yeah, for real.
I don't even know what's going on. After every injury report, it says that it's like something else going wrong with him. He's got another injury. He's going to be. They don't know when he's coming back. He don't got no official timetable. So I don't know what's going on.
Who haven't we seen longer, Robertson or Porzingis?
Roberson, I think.
Maybe it is Roberson. I can look that up though. Roberson's last played game was January of 2018. We're about to be January of 2020 in a couple months. And then Porzingis, on the other hand,
he got hurt in February, right before the All-Star break.
His last game was of the same year, but it was in February. So we've seen Porzingis closer than we've seen Roberson, which is saying something because Porzingis been out forever. So,
and then they got a bunch of picks. They drafted Darius Bazley in the first round. If I'm not mistaken, it was the first round.
Yeah, it was the late first round.
Round, okay. So they got guys they're going to develop. They got Diallo. He's going to be back and healthy. They're starting their youth movement. So it's just very confusing and it's very. I don't know how much the entire organization can buy into this team because Sam Presti has a job he has to do. Chris Paul, Adams, Gallinari, hell, even Dennis Schroeder. These guys all have shit that they want to do.
They just benefit. They would benefit so much more if they bottomed out. Because Gallinari is good enough to win you more games than you want. Chris Paul is good enough to win you more games than you want. And if you keep having Darius Bazley type picks, 20s picks, or late lottery picks, you're not really doing your rebuild justice.
Right.
Yeah, and you got a surplus of picks. So you want your picks to be high because the picks you got from the Clippers aren't going to be high. So you'll have, if you continue to do what you're doing in that direction, you'll have top 5, top 7 picks, and then you'll have the picks at the back end.
Right.
Where you can get us a Kyle Kuzma type steal or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, do the Thunder even want to win 42 games?
That's a good question. I'm curious to see how this franchise moves on from the post-Russell Westbrook era.
And also, I'm looking at team payrolls. They're 7th.
Yeah.
With nobody on the roster.
They're 7th.
They gave Steven Adams that big old bag.
Chris Paul,
that Tristan Thompson type bag.
Steven Adams, 25 million. Or they're basically 26. Gallinari, 23.
Oh, damn.
Dennis Schroeder, 15.5. Roberson, 10.7. Then you get to Shea, $4 million.
It's so funny,
2.4.
or it's so crazy how quickly things change in the NBA. This team was like one of the more fun teams, one of the best teams to watch, and just like that, it just changes in 2 weeks of like off season time.
Oh, they did draft Luguentz Dort out of Arizona State, so hopefully he can get some tickets, show them something. I don't know if this guarantee was purple, 2-way contract. He's on a 2-way. But yeah, it is funny how things change in the snap of a finger, the blink of an eye. And Cleveland has the 5th highest payroll.
Yeah. Shout out to LeBron. LeBron got all the men paid
and dipped
with
his chips.
Next
he got his
team,
chips with the dip.
Let's go with the Portland Trail Blazers next, Derek. How you feeling about your team coming into the season?
I'm excited, but also I think defensively they are always like at the top of the league. But Mo Harkless and Aminu were a big part of that, and losing them is going to hurt us defensively. But they also hurt us offensively. So I think having Kent Bazemore on the wing instead of Aminu is going to help. Nazir Little is going to be very solid. I'm predicting.
You think he's going to get a lot of playing time on a team that's trying to contend as a rookie?
Yeah, because I think he's that good of a rookie to where you kind of have to put him in as a rotational piece.
Based on what?
Just what I've seen in college, like his ability to kind of shoot the ball, slash. He's gonna fit that Amino role.
So why do you think he fell so much?
I don't know
if he's ready.
I don't know.
See, I don't know if he's ready.
I thought it was the ability to shoot. It didn't look like he shot the ball that well.
Yeah,
but I thought his defense was going to put him on the floor.
Well, first of all, I think he failed because there's a lot of jackasses drafting because there's no reason some of the people that went higher than him should have. But it happened. Certain shit happened. Ball fell all the way to the second round.
Yeah, it did.
It was just that type of draft. I think he is ready. Just because I think he went to a team that's not going to demand too much from him.
Yeah.
If all he has to do is fill the Amino role or fill the Mo Harkless role, quite honestly, they may have been important or whatever. CJ and Dame run the show.
That's what I was saying. Defensively, he could be ready to come in if that offense mostly relies on their guards.
And it's easy for rookies to make that transition when you simplify their role.
Yeah.
It's hard if he would have been drafted to the Hornets and they're trying to have him automatically come in and be a second option and be their go-to defensive guy on the perimeter. Now he's trying to score and defend the best play. No. CJ and Dame run the show. You get your shit when you can, but mainly you're going to defend. And if you can't defend, you won't be on the floor.
They're projected to win 40 games, which is less than OKC.
The Trailblazers?
What? That's the type of shit that's so
40 games.
disrespectful.
They had the Minnesota above the Portland Trailblazers.
Weren't they? They were over 50 last year.
They're like always at the top.
And they predicted CJ Day to twist an ankle or some shit.
They won 53 last year. But okay,
So they're going to take a 13-game drop.
forget about that. What scares me the most about this team is a lot of the guys that mattered, a bunch of them last year are no longer there. Right?
Evan Turner.
Well, yeah.
No,
they
Evan
had
Turner,
that big game 7,
Evan
right?
Turner
To get them out of
has some value to
Bring
them.
me out to the locker room.
So okay. Enes Kanter was his third on their playoff total minutes. Alfred Gamino fourth.
Seth Curry.
Mo Harkless fifth. Rodney Hood is still there. He was sixth. Seth Curry was seventh. Evan Turner was ninth. They reformulated their entire roster. They kept the top two, which of course matters the most, but the rest of their roster looks completely different. So in the Western Conference, you have to expect there's going to be some type of gelling period. Apparently, Hassan Whiteside and Damian Lillard are like really close friends, so like that gelling period may not be there because they actually are homies. But Kent Bazemore's now in the mix. Zach Collins is going to have to step up. He's probably our starting power forward, right? Going into the season.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Anthony Tolliver, Pau Gasol, like they're players.
They're
on this
expecting a
team.
jump from Anthony Simons this year also.
Yes, but there's players on this team and like I don't trust Tolliver more than I trusted like Mo Harkless or I trusted him.
But at the same time, I don't think Tolliver's going to have that big of a role. He's picked specifically.
I think he shot pretty well from deep last season.
That's all
too.
he was there for.
That's all he's got to
space
do.
the floor as a forward.
I mean, the Trailblazers have shown that their two guards can carry them. I really think it's based on their role players and how they come.
And
that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, if they could follow along, then their success in the long run could be worth it.
They're still paying Festus Ezeli, by the way, if anybody was wondering.
I think that's a main ingredient for when you are restructuring a roster is that you have your guys, your two top guys, and the rest you're just simplifying their role. Kent Bazemore, he's going to come in and know what his role is. He's not going to come in and have to think, oh, am I the second option?
Right. He's not on no youthful Atlanta Hawks team that's just
trying to
tanking and stuff.
They know what they're about. They know Damon
There's a focus.
At the top. Hassan Whiteside hopefully is rejuvenated. He's out of that Heat situation. Nurkic will come back eventually. Zach Collins, I expect to be better.
Ryan Hill's got a confidence back, it seems like, so that's good for them.
Mario Hezonja played real well with the Knicks. I think he can come in and find a role with them off the bench.
He could be like an offensive spark plug.
Nasir Little is really he's the X factor because if he gives you something crazy, his rookie, not crazy, but if he comes in and exceeds expectations, it makes them that much deeper. And the deeper you are in the West, the better.
This team scares me. And not like, oh, I feel bad for who for going against them. Like, they scare me.
I think 3-point shooting will get better.
They scare you like they're going to win 40 games and not make the playoffs?
No, but they scare me as like in a compact.
Too.
Yeah, they are. And who else I see here? Andrew Nicholson. But in the compact Western Conference, this
Andrew
team scares me.
Nicholson.
You remember him?
Yeah, I know who it is, but it's just he said that name like he was about to be helping them out.
Yeah, he the eighth
not in the
most paid
roster.
player on the team, and he's not on the team no more. But yeah, of course you got Dame CJ. I'm predicting Dame to be an MVP candidate for sure. But the rest of the roster scares me after Dame and CJ. That's all I'm saying, and especially with Nurkic being out at least half the
Let's get you
season.
what way?
And I don't trust many people on this roster, even though they know their roles. I don't trust Hassan Whiteside anymore. It is a contract year, so maybe we get a good Hassan Whiteside. I don't trust Kim Bazemore. He had a bad year.
What do you mean when you say you don't trust them? Like, what do you mean you don't?
You don't think
I felt confident with Mo Harkless, and I felt confident with Al-Farouq Aminu. I don't feel confident in them just yet. And maybe it's because I haven't seen them play together just yet. But I don't think these are players that get you higher than what they were last year.
I think you said it, though. I think you just got to see them play together. It seemed like Al-Farouq and Mo Harkless fit so well together is because they don't really need shots at all.
Right. If anything, if there's players on this roster that help this team be better, it's going to be Zach Collins being better, or it's going to be Simons being better because they're younger players that are going to develop. But I don't trust Kim Bazemore after last year. I don't trust Hassan Whiteside after the last 3 years. So it's just like those players are going to play big roles on this team.
I do think them being in a different situation than they previously were will help them out.
Me
though.
too. I
definitely
big
think
time
that
because Kim Bazemore was in Atlanta.
Like I
not
said,
really
anytime
playing
there's a
shit.
focus, I think there's a shift in your play.
They brought Powell in for that veteran leadership.
How old is he now? He got to be like 40.
Powell is 38, going on 39.
He played like he 40 something though.
He played 3 games last season with the Bucks. So somebody guess what he shot from the field. 7 foot Pau Gasol.
33%.
That's a guess. He shot 16%. Forget the
my
guess.
God.
again.
Damn.
Yeah, he shot 16% in those 3 games. He's a veteran though, leadership guy. You know, he's in the locker room. Champion, multiple time champion, multiple time All-Star.
I kind of like this team though. For some reason, Kent Bazemore feels like he belongs in a Blazer uniform.
Here it comes.
I don't know why.
It's because he got overpaid.
I don't know why.
Because that's kind of what the Trailblazers do.
He fits. He looks like he fits this mold. I just think they have a
And
lot
then
of versatility.
Yeah, and they still got the big three and Dame, CJ, Nurkic. I think that's enough to get you through playoff series.
Somebody gonna be good. They got a lot of options. Like when you look at Damian Lillard's a point guard, CJ's a shooting guard. You look at the small four. If it ain't Ken Bazemore, Nasir Little gonna get a chance. Nasir Little ain't on shit. Rodney Hood, you got to be a starter now. Mario Hezonja is that that's 4 nice cool options. If all of them are bums, hell no. we gotta CJ and Dan, y'all for to get 15 more shots. Y'all just shoot us out of the game, shoot us into the games because that's more than enough options to see if somebody can be something.
Utah Jazz projected to win 50 games this season, baby. It's one of my favorite teams going into the year. Mike Conley's on the roster now. He's about to get a good chance to compete again for the first time in a few years. Defense player there, Rudy Gobert, and then
Portland number 2 in payrolls.
Yeah. And then they brought in, but Donovan Mitchell got another year under his belt, and now he has more options. This team is going to be fun. I don't know if they compete with the Clippers of the world, but they're at least going to be fun to watch, and that's what I'm here
They're going to give themselves a chance every night because they're going to have the ability to lock up, and now they got some more weapons on their team, which I think is exactly what they needed. They upgraded their point guard. Ricky Rubio shot like 35%, or actually he shot like 30%. But the year he had, his best year, he shot 35%. Mike Conley shoot 40, above 40. He shoot 45%. So he's definitely they got a way better point guard score. They brought in Bogdanovich, who was basically their first option after Victor Oladipo went down. Joe Ingles, I think, is going to have a better year just because his role is regressed. And I think when you ask him to do less, he does more. So I think they're in.
I did like that.
I think they're in for a big season.
This is like you've been ready to say that one.
He was
boy.
in the mirror. This team is cool. But I don't know where to put them because, like Kenny said, I don't know if they compete with the Clippers of the world. But time will tell. Maybe they will be. And I think it would be more exciting if they are. If they can. Be a underrated underdog, but can punch them in the mouth and give us some good series.
I think they should definitely win 55 this season.
Yeah.
They won 50 last year, and they're 100% a better team this year than last year.
And
so
I think
55 is not
I think that's why I think they can compete with any of the teams in the West. Just because defensively they got it, and offensively they added the right pieces that fit their team, and they still have their go-to guy in Donovan
Because it always
Mitchell.
seemed in the playoffs, the thing to stop the Jazz was you lock up Donovan. Maybe you slow down
Yeah, you
Mitchell
slow down
down, and
Donovan
their
Mitchell.
whole team just kind of because
Now
he
you
was
gotta worry
their
about everybody.
offensive machine.
And now they have more. Yeah, they have
Right.
more
So
options now.
yeah, I think they had a really good offseason.
Emmanuel Mudiay is off that bench.
Yep.
We got to see what he gonna do.
They also brought in Jeff Green,
Yeah, Jeff
Ed
Green, Ed
Davis.
Davis.
They made a lot of moves.
Ed
this
Davis is
offseason.
going to be good for them.
Yes.
Defensively,
Trayvon Blewett. Yeah, funny. But yeah, this team.
This team is the number one defensive team in the league, right? What
he
team
the-
is rivaling them?
The
y'all think?
Clippers.
the Clippers,
Even with them, y'all think so?
I'm gonna go with the Jazz
Milwaukee,
because the
too.
Clippers
I think
don't
it'll be a
have
very good
the-
defensive
They
team,
don't have
yeah.
the rim protector that the
Yeah,
Jazz had.
that's the soft spot in Clippers team is that
I feel like it's going to be
I
one
mean-
of them. One of them is going to be number one.
yeah. The Clippers, they don't got no rim protector, but it's going to be hard to get to that rim. It's going to be hard to get to there. So
unless you just give a post feed to Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
and that's not hard at all.
yeah, he already speaking into existence.
You just you like that. Anybody
Yeah, you
mentions
like that.
something with Anthony Davis.
So what they gonna do? What they gonna do when they play the Jazz? They got a rim protector. They got a guard who can guard. They got a wing defender.
Because Joe Ingles lock up. LeBron better be careful.
LeBron not Paul George. Joe Ingles gonna have his hands full. Actually, I don't even know if you might put Bogdanovich on him.
Bogdanovich did play LeBron
Yeah,
really well. in that
put
series.
Bogdanovich on him. So,
That is, yeah, you're probably right. He played LeBron really well. And, I mean, obviously LeBron number one is 7, but he played really good defense on Bron.
He tried to.
Yeah, he played about as good as defense as you can against a guy like LeBron, you know. But I cannot wait to see this team play, especially when they come to the city, you know, when they come here. So I'm in a weird predicament, right? Y'all tell me what y'all think. So, of course, I'm a Bulls fan to heart. But y'all know I got favorite players around the league like Rudy Gobert. I have favorite players from a lot of different teams.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever went to a Bulls game and didn't have a Bulls shirt or something on was when Derrick Rose was in town. I had a D Rose jersey on, but I was still rooting for the Bulls. So in situations where I have an opportunity to potentially meet some of my favorite players from other teams, what do I do?
that's a tough one.
Do I wear my own merch so I'm not a Bulls fan or I'm not a Jazz fan that day?
Maybe.
JK, I'm always wearing Bulls gear. That was a trick question. You
No.
always wear your team's gear.
Because I don't say you want to show your loyalty to your
Yeah.
fan
Of course.
base, right?
But
can't
you
just
also
wanna
want to
change
stand
it.
out to the other players, so maybe you do potentially get to meet them.
I just have a sign that says, Rudy, you said my name once. You don't
Okay.
look up in the stand, be like, I remember saying that word Kenny once, and boom.
Thank you. Is that what he said? Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah,
Something like
he
that.
said, Kenny, you're one of the smart ones. Thank you. That was the exact words.
Oh.
Listen to it almost nightly. But
You can wear whatever. You're a grown ass man. You're not trying to get a find my.
so I think the mixture, I'm gonna have my Bulls shirts or I'm gonna have my own merch on. You know, I'm gonna have some no overtime Jazz on.
Me, I rock with who I rock with personally. So if my people who I rock with hard. So if they came and I was at a Knicks game, I might still be wearing my Ben Simmons jersey, my Devin Booker jersey, my Zach LaVine jersey, my Paul George, my Russell West.
Brooke.
There you go.
Oh, you missed the opportunity right there, Derek. Utah Jazz should be fun. They got Quinn Snyder, obviously one of the better coaches in the league. They got a rowdy fan base. Take that how you want. And it's going to be loud there. They're going to win a bunch of games. And then maybe we'll be having a different conversation halfway through the season.
My Nikola Jokic jersey.
And speaking of Nikola Jokic, we're going to take one break and we're going to talk about his team. So last but certainly not least, the Denver Nuggets are here. One of the best teams in the league last year. Then they made some smaller moves that can definitely improve them, bringing in Jeremy Grant, who is a very quality
Who
player.
better? Forget all that. Who you taking right now on paper? The Nuggets or the Utah Jazz? Because you were just talking that Utah. You were just talking that
Utah Jazz.
Ooh, I'm
taking
about to take Utah Jazz.
No, but on some real stuff, though, every time they play against each other, Rudy Gobert plays pretty well against Jokic.
Yeah.
Go look at the game logs.
But guess
I don't even know if you
guess
gotta
who the
look at-
Nuggets acquisition is this summer? Michael
Michael
Porter Jr.
Yeah.
I had a tweet yesterday to say he's the most important player this upcoming season.
As the Nuggets with his injury history, do you play him in preseason?
Yeah.
I think that
No,
we're
I
about
think
to
they-
see what every teams are about to do this year, like the NFL did it. Where like they're not throwing their first team out.
Yeah, they want to at least make it to the regular season.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing in preseason. I think
I don't think anybody
I
is.
think he came out and said that, or it was like in some interview, but I don't think he's playing in preseason.
Let's see.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's been a year.
Right.
And then
because I remember him talking about it. He was saying that
college.
he was bummed out about it, but I mean, in reality, he has to worry about getting back on the actual court.
I watched a bunch of interviews with him yesterday because I was working on this video where, like I said, I'm trying to prove that he's one of the most important players this upcoming season. And he just said he wants to go out there and play his role. He knows his team is good. He's not trying to take minutes.
One of the most important players of the season.
Because if he is impactful, as good as we think he could be, if he stays healthy, the Nuggets have so many options as far as making trades.
How good do you think he can be?
I don't know how good I think he can be, but as far as scouting reports go, he was the number one pick before his injury. So if he's that good,
he will not be on minutes restriction during the season. That is great.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful to hear. But yeah, if he can be as good, or he can project to be good, right? So like maybe he's not shooting crazy efficient, but we see the glimpses of him being a good player.
So Ben Simmons missed that first year, then came into his team.
Oh, okay, yeah, in that sense, yes.
Okay.
But he ain't even got to win Rookie of the Year. You know,
that's what he aiming to do. Michael Porter Jr. aiming to win 2019.
He better be. Every rookie should be aiming at that.
So.
But what I'm saying is that if he comes in and he shows glimpses that he can be great, or the injuries are done, that back thing, one-time thing, 3-time thing, however many times it was, it's over with. The Nuggets have so many options as far as, hey, now let's try to go bring in Bradley Beal, because now we can see a lineup where it's Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal, Michael Porter Jr., whoever at power forward, Jeremy Grant, and Jokic, and boom, we got a championship contender.
Right.
There's just so many options that can happen if Michael Porter Jr. is good. He just has to be good, which we don't know yet.
How would you get Bradley Beal?
You trade Jamal Murray, maybe Malik Beasley, some picks, if they're willing to trade.
Jamal Murray?
I mean, not Jamal Murray. Sorry, Gary Harris is the name I meant to throw out there. You don't trade Jamal Murray. You keep Jamal Murray to be your Bradley Beal. But even if Bradley Beal's not on the on the market, there are players that will.
As an assistant
Quality
coach.
Oh,
I was about to say you're a quality starter. Damn.
I'm a player developer.
Okay.
I develop talent. You want to get your game developed? Come to my camp.
We'll hit the gym later.
I guess y'all will.
I'm gonna be a pro.
I'm damn sure not gonna be there.
You need the gym.
Nah. See, me and Mike were talking about this. So for y'all that don't know, we're heading to New York to play.
Tell them because we're gonna be going on Tuesday.
We were gonna be going on Tuesday, so I guess there won't be a show then.
Maybe you may not.
We're going there to play basketball.
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. And I was telling Mike, who's been in the gym, I think Derek's been in the gym. I saw him running on the treadmill. I ain't done nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because if you set the expectations at 0, if you do one thing great, boom, you're magical.
And Mike, I think Mike said something like that.
Yeah, I was telling Pierre the exact same thing, and I think he had came back with, I'm a hooper, so I got expectations for myself.
Right,
which is very understandable.
Yeah, it's so different. So like Pierre considers himself a hooper. I'm sure you do too. Because you're in the gym.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, Derek. Do you consider yourself a hooper?
I hoop.
I don't consider myself a hooper. So if we go out there and I score 2 points, you just let a dude that don't hoop just score on you. You know what I'm saying? So,
and this is my thing with Mike. Because I was telling Mike, the people we're playing against, they're the same way as you. They're not looking at themselves as hoopers.
But if anything, they're probably more in shape than us.
First of all, I said they have the people that's gonna make the hustle plays, and that's something we do not have.
We ain't got that at all.
So if we stop that, we good. Because naturally, just basketball wise, we better. We better basketball players. But like Mike said, they do have hustle. They might be in better shape. But if we just keep it simple.
Especially if Jeff played. That man ran a marathon.
And
so that's the pinnacle of shape.
I got Jeff.
I guarded him last time. I get in that stance, lock him up. That's what I do.
We need somebody down there for the rebound.
Treadmill mentality. We do. You're right.
That's your job. That's your job coming.
I'm going to take the responsibility. I don't know
that
what
man is too big to not get rebounds.
I don't know what they expect from him on the rebounding side. He going to give us...
on his Brooke Lopez.
You expect the biggest man on the court. You don't know what expectation to put on him.
He going to give us 2 good minutes in the beginning of the game.
But that's maybe all we need. He come out in those 2 minutes, drop 8 points, we win the game. Simple.
Facts. Yeah. That's how it was the first game. He's trying to dominate.
The Nuggets are projected to win 51 games. I'm sorry, we got off track. That might be too little. That might be not enough for the.
I think they could.
That is what she said, didn't she?
Where was she?
They were 54 last year.
This team would not surprise me if they just somehow ended up like the first seed.
They could definitely end up the first seed.
I wouldn't feel confident in them to win the championship because the youth. But it wouldn't surprise me.
So when do we turn that youth until
talk to them?
Let's
get to that.
I think
because yes, they are still young 100%, but they got the experience.
It's not that they're just all young and that's why I give up on them. It's just in this Western Conference, the people you're going against are all people that's been there. Yeah. So it's hard to take that.
I can't see them dethroning the Clippers.
Right.
I can't see them dethroning the Lakers.
Where Patrick Beverly been?
What you mean?
He said they've been there.
I'm talking about just the vets. I'm talking about they don't have the vets that a lot of other teams do. I mean, just
Millsap is like the vet.
yeah.
I would even pick the Jazz
Yeah.
over them in a series.
Oh, I can't do it.
I don't know about that.
I might do that too, Derek.
I don't know about that.
can't do that.
We might see it. You never know how this is going to unfold. We definitely might see it. So,
I think it was Matt Barnes was talking about it, and he made a good point about the way the league is going. Can you really win it all with your center being your best player?
I think that's something we're trying to or Philly's trying to answer, or
Right.
Denver's trying to answer.
But Jokic isn't a traditional center best
You're
player.
right. He's more like a point
Yes.
center.
Yeah. Are you going to win with a traditional on the block center? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't know. Maybe if you have another superstar player with him.
Right.
But I don't know. But Jokic ain't like that. So
Who's
I
the
don't
last
think you can
center
put
to
him-
be the best player on the championship team?
Was it Shaquille O'Neal?
Tim
Shaq.
Duncan?
It was Tim Duncan.
Yeah, Tim Duncan. It kind
Dirk.
of depends if you say he was the best player on that team.
Dirk wasn't the center. Tyson
Oh, yeah, he was.
So
Yeah, he
it's
was top
it's
four.
between Shaq and Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
But since then, it's been wing players and then Steph Curry. You know, it's been wing players and Steph Curry. Yeah,
Yeah.
Small. You
But
need
that
you
would-
need at least small forward.
Me and Mike
Simple.
are jumping to the Nuggets. Y'all jump to the Jazz. Whatever. It's just an opinion at that point. But I think that will be a very nice series.
It's offense versus defense.
very nice series.
Yeah, offense versus defense. Which one is more
Especially if we
important?
get some Michael Porter Jr. impact.
Or we
Very
get
nice.
some Mie Onu impact. That boy gonna hoop out of Yale. Y'all sleep.
Now, when I asked you, did you know him? You said you didn't know him.
I had him in 2K, and he greened like 3 shots. I was like, damn.
Some episodes ago, I was like, you know him, right? From the dude who played against Duke and had the.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him at the combine, but I'd never seen him play in college. I don't think.
Yeah.
Mie Onu.
Victor Oladipo on the Pacers. We are the best team in the East. I don't care what
Cap.
anyone on the streets tells me.
cap.
I will always believe that. That's cap.
That's what you
As
call
Stephen
a
A would say,
competitor.
stay off the weed.
And
He's
the competitive mindset,
Yeah,
right?
that's just a
I
competitive
love
thing.
it. Can ball. I love it, but we gotta be
We gotta be
realistic with each
realistic.
other.
Victor Oladipo, second overall pick out of Indiana. That brother can ball. Then Nick McMillan says on Victor Oladipo, I don't know. I don't know they will start the season. I haven't had any information given to me that he will be participating live with any of the team anytime soon. So I don't anticipate Victor being available for a while. I don't really know what a while is.
Oh well, there it is.
I mean, hey, for a team though, that just lets them know that we got to do it now. We can't wait for Victor Oladipo to come back before we start hooping.
Could he be traded then?
TJ Warren
I'm
gonna be
just
that guy.
No.
I was joking. Kyle Kuzma out indefinitely.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
Especially with
He-
preseason, like
he gonna be back,
a week
though,
and a half
so.
away.
So indefinitely. I thought I saw. Oh no, it did say indefinitely, but I googled the injury and it says 6 to 8 weeks typically. So that would mean he'll miss like the first 2 weeks of the NBA season, which
Yeah.
is not terrible,
I mean, that's
but
not-
maybe it could be bad.
That's good. That can be good for them because then he can come back and they can give him a reason to come off the bench and he might exceed. And that next thing you know, boom, he's our sixth man.
David Lee.
Yeah.
He's your
Don't compare
David
him to
Lee.
don't compare him to David Lee. David Lee used to hoop, but don't compare him to David Lee.
Kyrie had a facial fracture, so we'll get masked Kyrie hopefully at the beginning of the
Cut the
season.
fro.
Yeah, cut the.
I rock
cut
with the fro. I rock
was
with the fro.
ass. He was ass with the fro last
No, I
season.
rock with the fro. I was talking to Derek before we started, and I was like, he just looked like he ready to play. He looked like he got
He looked
all
like
the
he's
bad
playing the
vibes.
Uncle Drew character.
He looked like he got all the bad vibes the way he back at home. He back with his friends and family. He gonna be hooping this season.
Yeah, as long as he cut his fro, he can't be hooping.
Markelle Fultz will be a full participant.
I
in
keep
Magic
seeing
training camp.
I keep seeing the video of him doing that spin out the
dance.
jumper. Yeah.
Yeah, they put a bunch of cameras in that man's face in that first practice. There's so many videos of him there. It's like I feel
He
like he
had
was
to
the
know
only
something.
focus. He's
He
the
had to
only
know
focus
something.
for sure.
Yeah, because I
for
ain't
sure.
seen my boy AG.
We ain't see nobody
Yeah.
other than him shooting jumpers.
And Michael Carter Williams. Michael Carter Williams was in the background all the videos shooting with him.
Hey, here are 2 players that were drafted in the lottery that we have.
Bucks fined $50K for publicly discussing Giannis's 2020 Supermax.
That's so crazy. That's
Yeah.
like so many people's salary, or way more than people's salary.
50K.
50K just for saying we want to give him the Supermax.
Our player that they already have.
Right,
You're right.
just for
It's
saying
not
they
like-
want.
And
Like
it's
we
not
all
like
knew that.
we all knew that he was going to get the Supermax. All he's doing is stating the obvious. So
50K, bro. Imagine getting fined 50K and it does not matter to you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the life.
It's probably so petty to them that they're
What?
getting that fine.
What do they do with that money? Do we know? What does the NBA
they said
do
they
with the
did.
50K?
I
They
remember
probably give it
said
to
what
a
they do with
charity
the
or
fines,
something
but
like
I don't
that.
remember what they
They
said.
have, I feel like they do some with
It
charity.
just goes to Adam Silver's
It's like
pockets.
donations or something.
Okay. And then I don't know if this is the last thing, but the G League is experimenting with
That's
one free throw
stupid.
instead of 2.
I'm
No.
not with it.
Yeah.
I'm not either.
What is the purpose?
Yeah, why would
Speed
you-
the game
It's
up?
supposed to speed the game up, but I'm fine with a player shooting 2 free throws.
Because that could be a game changer.
Definitely.
Like, usually, if you make both, it can change the game. But if you make one, now all of a sudden, no.
Yeah. Yeah, don't. I like change, but this is not the change. I mean, give us a 6.9.
This just looked like they were looking for something to change. It was like, oh yeah, let's change the free throw.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of change.
But then again, a lot of fans do complain about the free throw slowing down the game. So I think they're looking at that and be like, oh, this could be a solution, but I don't think this is the solution.
It's
I think
not.
the solution is give people 3
It's
seconds
not.
to shoot instead of 8 or however long it is or 10. Just let that man catch that ball from the ref and throw it up there. No time
Let
for
that boy cook.
no time for that Jeff Horner segment where he rubbing his face, he blowing kisses to his daughter in the crowd. No, shoot the damn ball, Jeff.
He like his daughter though. I mean, he love his daughter though.
He do.
So as we close this episode out, we at the 56-minute mark, and because I don't know what's going to happen when we're on this trip. Maybe we aren't able to give them an episode.
Yep.
I want to make this a little bit longer. So I just want to talk to y'all and make sure y'all hear it right, because we did bring it up, and then we had to get back to the Nuggets. But I want to go out here and I want to make a statement. I want to get this win.
I do too. I want to prove to RDC and Marcellus that last game in Vegas was.
I don't think they're gonna be there.
You're not
I know that. I want to show them like this
Oh,
is what
they
happened.
didn't-
Oh, they know damn well we're better than them. Marcellus
Well,
scored
we was
90%
talking about
of their points.
we was like Marcellus had 12, and then Mark had like 3 on
offensive
putback.
rebounds, right?
Yeah, so it's like we locked up everybody else except
They know.
the person we
they
really
know
need
what it
to
really
back
is
up.
there. With or without you, they know they're not better than us. They had a ringer on their team.
And we went here there. They barely won again.
And then I was telling Mike, like, I don't give a damn about this game. I don't care. I'm of course putting towards effort, but like if we lose, I'm not about to
I'm
be
a
so.
competitor. I want to win. I always step on that floor to win.
I'm like in the middle. I'm with KB because at the end of the day, I know I'm not gonna go out there and just hoop like I'm trying to get a max contract. But
You keep saying that, but
I'm not
if
weak
that's-
though too.
but
So it's naturally I'm gonna play.
You keep saying that, but when we go to Fort Hill or something to hoop, and you hooping your ass off, breaking a sweat, going crazy.
That's because I'm naturally a hooper.
you're not getting a max contract off that, right?
I be playing like it though. Like I need
That's a contradiction.
You naturally just start playing that good when you just
'Cause
get
I'm
into
that
that
good.
motion of hooping.
I'm that good.
Damn, what you trying to say there?
It is what it is.
Damn,
There-
that good, like you ain't shit.
I'm excited
Well,
for the
Derek
trip.
been missing time, so I don't know what he been.
I've
what
missed
he
New
been on.
York for a while. I'm glad to be back. Do some picky pea shit. I'm ready to eat some of that.
Stickies. Dig in.
Yeah.
Stickies.
Is that the first spot? Because we're gonna land at like 3
Yeah.
their time,
First
and then it's
time
gonna take
we
2
land.
hours to get to the damn hotel. So that's like 5 on a Sunday. Shit gonna be closed.
No,
So
on a Monday.
Monday.
on a Monday.
Yeah, we land on Monday.
Monday.
October.
We leave on Monday?
October
Yeah.
Sunday.
We leave Monday.
Yeah.
Swear to God, whole time I thought we was leaving on Sunday. I thought we left tomorrow.
No,
Damn,
Monday.
Monday.
You would have been.
Tuesday, come back Wednesday.
That would have been. My man's would have left this morning.
I swear to God, I thought our flight was
left this
tomorrow
morning.
morning.
I mean, tomorrow morning.
Wow, that changed the whole game. I was up to 4 a.m. recording videos because I thought I left tomorrow. I could have got some sleep.
Nice.
So we're there Monday and we're there literally
Monday,
Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday,
Tuesday's our
Tuesday,
full
and
day.
then we leave Wednesday. Yeah,
Wow.
So that means you can stay up on Pro-Am now.
bro, his mind was just blown right there.
It really was.
His mind was just blown.
Pro-Am.
Count me in.
I mean,